can see the world through open eyes and savor all the time before it flies. And every time you wake up, there's a new day there for you and I. We'll take our dreams and fly. Together we can try. Oh, that's life. Oh, that's life.
Hi, I'm Frank Schoeneman, and this is another episode of Frankly Speaking. Today we're going to meet a graduate of our Empire Beauty School in Reading, Pennsylvania, and her name is Joilka Peralta. Joilka came to Empire Beauty School with a lot of challenges, but not only did she overcome them and graduate from Empire, she was actually a member of the 90/90 Club. Very impressive in my book. She immediately started her own beauty salon called the 𝗃𝗃 Curl Bar in West Reading, Pennsylvania. And it's not only is doing well, but it's world famous. She has customers that come to her from all over the world, literally. So I can't wait for you to hear her story. So let's get to it. Joilka, I cannot tell you how thrilled I am that you're sitting and talking to me. I've been a fan of yours for a while. You are a legend at Empire because, yes, you really are. And you know why? Because not only were you an excellent student, you had excellent attendance, you really did well in our school, and all of your teachers, the director of the school, we're all very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
So let's get into this, because I think the people who are watching this right now are going to be fascinated about your story. So I would like you to tell me, how did you originally get into cosmetology? I mean, your voyage was a whole lot different than most, okay?
Yes.
But that's what's made you so great. I honestly believe that. So tell us about you. How did you get into this?
I got into this because of my daughter. Her name is Amelia. We call her Emmy. She's 9 now. Mm-hmm. And when I got into hair was because she was born with straight hair, mm-hmm. and then her hair fell out when she was about 6 months or so. Oh. Which is normal for babies. Yeah. And when it grew back, it was curly. Especially like on the top, she had like a little curly top. And at the time, I used to wear my hair straight. Mm-hmm. And seeing her with her curls.
But you straightened it, right?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Naturally. This is my natural texture.
Of course.
So with her having curly hair, I wanted her to feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. So I started to learn about her hair. And then I decided to do my journey into embracing my curls. And then through that, I discovered that I enjoyed working with hair. And I went to my husband and I was like, hey, I want to go to beauty school because I want to open a curly hair salon. To which he shut it down because we were somewhat newly married. We had a child, right. and that wasn't what we had talked about. And then I kind of had to take a step back and be patient. But that's how my interest began.
But you actually had a really interesting start in this. You had your vision, but you had the vision after you were already started in a different career. Tell us about that.
Yes, I never thought I would be in beauty. That wasn't quite what I envisioned for my career. Right. I went to 𝗷𝗲𝗂𝗃 University and I mm-hmm. graduated with a business degree with mm-hmm. a focus in marketing. Mm-hmm. And so after graduating from 𝗷𝗲𝗃, I went to work for Iron Mountain, which they're a record storage company.
Big company.
Yeah, huge company. And I worked in their call center, very entry level, mm-hmm. answering phone calls. And then I got promoted. So right. by the time I started to dabble in the hair, I was doing very well in mm-hmm. my career. And at that point I was working from home and I was in the sales department, which I love sales.
I can tell.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed what I was doing, but mm-hmm. I became interested in exploring a different world, which was the world of beauty.
So you took that and you decided, I know I'm doing well, I can feed my family, and the growth is going to be really good in a large company, good security. So you took this risk and said, I'm going to say goodbye to this. Did you keep working while you were doing this?
I did, yes.
So everybody needs to know, you did this at night school.
I did.
Which took you 2 years.
It did.
Okay, and it's not easy to do that. I admire our night students, and I certainly admire what you have done. But you worked all day, had a young daughter, and you went to school at night.
Yes.
That's incredible. Talk about having obstacles. You had them. You
Yeah.
really did.
It was challenging, but I did really enjoy going to school at night. I used to work from home, and I'm a people person, and I love interacting with people.
Right.
And going to school and meeting all the girls that I was in school with, they were amazing too. They were so fun, and we loved our instructor. She
Right.
made the nights go by very quickly. It was honestly perfect for me, at least. It was hard. Some nights I was tired, and I didn't want to go. But I love going there and learning what my instructor had to share every night.
You are perfect evidence of the fact that you have to be driven. And if you're driven, you're not going to let things get in your way. And you didn't. And also that working all day and having to take care of your child, having to do that, you've done that. But you persevered and had good attendance. That's what's amazing.
Yeah,
So-
I was always in the, what is it called, the 90% club?
Yes.
Yes.
90-90. And
Yeah.
and I'm so proud of you for that. You have no
Thank you.
idea. And it's always the people that seem to have the most challenges are the ones that do that. So I think it's incredible. So my congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about your personal background, because I know where you've come from and I know the situation you grew up in, but I want you to tell everybody else that. Would you mind that?
Not at all.
Please.
So I am an immigrant child. I came to this country when I was 11. My parents brought me from the Dominican Republic, and I grew up in Reading. I attended Reading High, and I'm very proud that I went to Alvernia on a scholarship because of
You were a good student.
Yeah, yeah. I
Exactly.
love school. I'm a learner of life in the world. But one of you mentioned me being driven. One of the reasons as to why I'm so driven is because I come from the bottom, and I know what it's like to not have very much, and now I have a lot, and I'm grateful for that. And I would like to make that known, because I think sometimes we get a little discouraged because of our circumstances, but we can always change that.
With hard work and
And
thinking
dedication.
things. You got it.
And also I have to thank some of the people that have helped me in the process. You asked earlier, like some of the people that helped, and I've had some amazing mentors in my life that have molded. See, I'm bilingual.
That's okay. It's cool.
I'm
You're exactly
bilingual.
right. Go ahead.
But
that
have
molded you into.
Yeah, that have helped mold me. That have molded me into the professional that I am today. And I have to. They know who they are. I don't have to name each one of them.
Yeah, if you miss somebody, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I'm
So
going to
don't
be in
do that.
trouble.
Don't do that.
But I do want to highlight that, because that is part of my story, and that is part of why I am the woman that I am today.
And that's why your inspiration is, it doesn't matter where you come from.
No.
It doesn't matter that you were born in a different country. You came to this country. This is what makes America great, okay? You're the living proof of the American dream. But you're also the proof that it doesn't matter how poor you grew up. As a matter of fact, I think it gives you more fortitude in many ways. And you have proven that. Very impressive. Thanks for sharing that story with us. We're going to go back now, and you're going to tell them about something you told me, which I just thought was great. You had been working with curly hair for a while, obviously, with your daughter, your own hair. And tell us, you had friends and family that even came to you and said, help me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of my friends and family ask for help, because there were no other curly hair salons in this area. And at the time, people were resorting to YouTube. That's where they were going for information. But that doesn't always work, because it's hard to find someone with your texture, with your density, with your length. And so a lot of my friends and family noticed how interested I was in curly hair, and they saw what I was doing with my own hair,
Right.
and they would reach out to me.
But that's really cool. And then you got pretty cocky about yourself, because you were
Yes,
doing
I
so
did.
much good for so many people, right? I'm not
Yes.
trying to put words in your mouth.
No, I did, yeah.
Okay, and then what happened when you went to school?
I was humbled. I was humbled because I went to events where I saw other stylists cut curly hair. And of course, I was on YouTube University seeing
Right.
people do this. And I thought I knew what I was doing. But when I went to school and I started to learn the theory of cutting, hair cutting, I realized that I knew nothing. And I was pretty much starting from scratch. But it was very helpful, because then I got to merge the two worlds.
Right.
And everything I learned at Empire, I was able to adjust to the curly hair, and it became like a perfect marriage.
It is a perfect marriage because you were humbled enough to say, you know what, I didn't know that. And too many people don't say that in their life. They have to say it to themselves. Forget about what they say outside.
I would go home every night and tell my husband, like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe what I learned today. Like, it was, because to me, I was so enamored with the hair, and going and seeing like the basics really opened up my world.
Right. You, in addition, you had something else that I think is important for your success. You had a vision. Tell us about the vision that you had at that point. I mean, you knew what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I got a very clear vision of where I was going, because I discovered that there was a gap in the market, especially in this area, in the Berks County area. There wasn't a curly hair salon.
This is a city of about 100,000 people,
yeah.
Okay? And yet, you realize they don't have this.
No, yeah, and I mean, 3 years in, we're still the only curly hair salon in the area.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and I just, honestly, it was the fact that I wanted my daughter to be able to walk into a hair salon and be serviced. Mm-hmm. And also I wanted that for myself and for other people, because why shouldn't we have that?
So tell everybody all that you did to prepare for this. You were doing this planning while you were working full-time at Iron Mountain and while you were going to school, am I right?
Yes.
And
correct.
What did you start researching? What did you learn?
My planning was 5 years of planning, and that includes the time that I was at school. But I pretty much studied the market, and I looked for what salons were doing, what I wanted to do. I searched up the price point. I searched up products, classes, everything that I could possibly look for so I could prepare myself. But it was a lot of planning. I also, I had to learn about building a website. I had to learn what an EIN was. I had to learn how to incorporate myself, whether I wanted to be an LLC or an S Corp, or it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And the permits, every city is different. So I had to figure out location.
Right.
I had to find the permits.
First of all, I'm blown away by your salon. I really like this. It's so cool.
Thank you.
Those people who don't know Reading, Pennsylvania, I'll just say that Penn Avenue in Reading, Pennsylvania is a legend. I mean, in this marketplace, and it's just a neat old buildings, old homes, mansions, you name it. Even Vanity Fair all started right up the street from here. The whole Vanity Fair company. But you got this home. It's like an old home, but it's so cool, and everything about your salon is cool. Tell us about your business now.
My business now, it's been 3 years since we've been here, and we are doing very well. We are very booked out.
Good.
Unfortunately, I find myself turning people away on a daily basis because the demand is very high.
That's a terrible, terrible problem to have, okay?
Yeah, our demand is very high, thank God, especially in this economy.
Right.
But we are doing very well. I really can't complain. It's been great. And like you mentioned, being in West Reading has been one of the factors that have helped make my business what it is today. Because location. Yeah.
You're exactly right. However, let me also add to that you did your homework.
Yes.
And that's the difference, okay? You did a lot of hard work to get yourself to this. So you say the business is going well, I can tell. You have employees?
Yes, I have 2 employees. I have one that has been with me for the last 3 years,
right.
And I have one that I am training at the moment.
Fantastic. Do you see yourself growing that?
Yes.
You're making good money, okay, but
yeah.
I mean, what's your vision?
My vision
You're
right
living
now.
it. You're living it.
I was gonna say right now, I worked so hard for the past 3 years that now I'm just enjoying the fruits of my labor.
And now you have a second child.
Yes.
Okay, from the beginning of all this,
Yes.
you have a son.
I have 2 children,
Yes.
2 kids, and a husband and a home, and then I'm trying to find time for self-care, which is important.
It's a very important thing.
So right now,
You don't want to burn out. Take it from me. It's not a good thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, and I'm trying to play more now.
Good girl.
The business does really well. The business, I try to set up systems in place so that even if I'm not here, the business can continue to run. Like, we have a booking site, we have a website, we are very present on social media. So whether I'm here or not, the business continues.
I think that's really cool. Do you have anything else you want? What would you tell a student today, right now, that's in school, what would be your advice to that student?
Identify what you are naturally good at, because there are many aspects of many branches of beauty that you can go into. Identify what you are good at and become the best at that. And then put yourself in places where you can showcase your skills and make a little money and come up with a plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't know where you're going.
Exactly.
So you need to find your location, you know, where you want to go, and you need to develop a plan to get you there.
That's fantastic.
I think in this industry, it is, there's so much that you can do, and there's a lot of money to be made, but it's also easy to get lost because there's so many of us doing this. So it's important for you to find what you love, what you are naturally good at, and focus on that.
The word is niche. Okay,
niche.
you got to find your niche, and you studied marketing.
Yes.
So you learned about niche marketing, all right?
Yes.
And also, your big part of your success is, I think people really need to realize how important social media has been to you as well.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, you developed your own website. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so social media, I used to blog before I got into the business, and I understood the value of having an online presence, not only on social media, but also on Google, and also having your own website.
Right.
Because if people can't find you on Google, do you exist? You probably don't.
That's right.
So I focus like a lot of my marketing strategy is on being present on social media, Google, and just being active, and also building a community. I have a community of curly people.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Tell everybody where your customers come from. This will blow your mind, everybody.
My clients, so we are in Berks County, Pennsylvania. I have a lot of clients here.
Just north of Philadelphia. We're 50, 60 miles north of Philly. Go
exactly.
ahead.
But we have clients that come from Philly, from Lancaster. Then they come out of the state. They come from Delaware, from Maryland, from New York, from Jersey, from Florida, from South Carolina, you name it. I had a lady that came from, oh my gosh, it was somewhere in Europe. I forgot where she came from.
Oh my God.
But yeah, we get people from all over, because there's such a need for what we do here, and they appreciate this, and people will go far for what they want, for what they need.
I'm only going to say this from the depths of my soul when I say this, and that is you are quintessentially the kind of person that's going to make it in this world big time. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I feel blessed to be in the position that I am in. I had a dream and a goal, and I went into it head first.
Yes, you did.
And it's been a journey, but it's been a good journey, and I've learned a lot. And now I'm ready for the future.
Yes, you are. Well, first of all, it's not a bad idea to kick back a little bit and realize you're making good money.
Yeah.
You're having fun. You're doing your vision. Take your time on the next step, because you have plenty of time in your life to do incredible things. But when that time comes on education, I want you and I to talk, because I think you could inspire so many more people. You really could.
Thank you.
This was more fun than I can tell you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
We can see the world through open eyes and savor every day. There's joy as the days go passing by. There's hope, a better life for you and I. Take our dreams and fly. Together we can try.